Hello friends. This has been a crazy week. I have had so much happening over the last probably 2 weeks that has really each thing has just kind of rocked my little world and is changing things so much that I'm not even sure what my life is going to look like in the next 10 days. So if you'd like to hear more, stay tuned. I will be sharing the things that have been going on in my life over the last couple of weeks and what the future potentially could hold for me. We'll be talking to you soon. Hello and welcome to Real Life with Andrea. My name is Andrea and I am dedicated to sharing my real life with you, and obviously it's not going to be all the things because things related to other people I will keep to myself, but I will share as much as possible with you. So a lot of times, because my household is so busy, you'll see that my videos are in the car. So that means I have a little bit of road noise, and for that I apologize. But if you have been liking the content or you're interested in learning more about me or about things that are going on in my life, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so that you can be notified when I post new videos. So far I have been relatively random. Just when I think I'm going to get more consistent with my videos, my life gets turned upside down and it takes me another 7 to 10 days to get another video out. So maybe one day, but maybe not, because again, this is real life, and real life is not always predictable. And there have been times in my life when I have been envious of people whose lives are predictable. I think, how do they do that? Like, their lives are always the same. They go to work every day for 20 years, they raise their kids, they're in activities, they know exactly what's going to happen every single day of the week. And I think I don't think that has ever been my life, and I don't see that happening. But there are times where I'm a little envious of that, being able to plan differently or whatever, know what's coming next week. Anyway, so over the last 10 days, I have found out that my foster children, who have been with me for 8 months now, are moving, and it's a really great thing. I'm sad about it, but not in a way that, they're not leaving because of anything that I've done or their unhappiness with where they're at or anything like that, but they have the opportunity now to be reunited with 2 of their siblings, and so we are going to go ahead and make that transition for them. And it needed to happen before school started, so on Monday they're going off to camp, and when they come home from camp they'll be moving into their new home. So we have been packing and getting their stuff together, and at the same time trying to determine what do they need for school, because they're not going to have a lot of time at their new home to figure that out, and getting backpacks and all the school supply stuff ready, and the physicals and all that kind of stuff that comes with school. So I'm still trying to help with all of that logistically and make sure that all the ducks are in the road to make it as easy as possible to transition for the kids as well as for the other family, who are taking on a great big responsibility of having four siblings, and that not very many foster parents do that. They take a big family group like that, so it is a really great opportunity for this family to be able to do that. In addition to that, at the beginning of the summer, my son decided he wanted to go to Moody Bible Institute in the fall, and we learned just a couple of weeks ago that for sure he was accepted, and that he needs to be moved in on the 16th of August. So in just 2 short weeks, a little over 2 short weeks, my son is going to also be moving, so that's 3 kids down. And of course, my son Samuel, who's been gone all summer long, he is looking for a full-time job and not sure what he's going to do next, but he's never really home very much, even when he is staying at home. And I am so used to having my mom and dad just pop over almost every day and say hello or help out with something, or go out for a Coke or a coffee or something like that. And on Sunday, they are departing also for 3 months and going to South Africa. So I feel like, especially for the next 3 months when my folks are gone, I'm going to be pretty much on my own with Sebastian, just me and the little guy. And it has been, I can't remember the last time that it was just me. It's been 20 plus years since it's been just me and one child. And so I am not entirely sure how this new venture is going to impact me. Talking about me, and impact Sebastian, as he now won't have any playmates. It's just me. Poor kid. So we are trying to figure out what life is going to look like a little bit. And on the one hand, I'm super excited about less responsibility, maybe getting my house in order. There's some projects and things that have kind of gone undone because of the daily stuff that had to be done, having so many people in the house and having so many kids and all of those things going on. So I am looking forward to really trying to target the things that I would love to be involved in versus the things that I'm involved with because I just didn't say no. And really to focus in on Sebastian and start teaching and training him more proactively in areas of things like Bible memorization, Bible verses, reading, just developing that love for reading, history, being able to really spend time digging into things, looking at things that are of interest to us and not of interest to us, even things that are not of interest to us, I should say, and just why they're important, and teaching him how to use the library and how to use an encyclopedia and all of these things. I'm just really looking forward to being able to give him that one-on-one time that I have been unable to give him for a long time. So with this new adventure comes a lot of new opportunities, and I really just am hoping that I will take advantage. I will be mindful to take advantage of the opportunities, and at the same time not to think that I need to say yes to everything just because I don't have all these responsibilities anymore, because I'm a yes girl, man. If you call me and you ask me to do something, my mind goes a million miles a minute trying to figure out how I can do that for you, because I want to help. I have the skills, I have the abilities, I want to help, I want to do things for people, I want to share my gifts and share my skills, but sometimes it just isn't the right thing, and I don't really have the time, and so then I feel pressured, and I feel like things aren't turning out the way that they should, and other people are suffering because I said yes to something that I shouldn't have. So with this new freedom also comes that whole responsibility of really being prayerful and mindful about saying yes to things that I shouldn't be saying yes to, and only saying yes to the things that are right to say yes to. And that's kind of really a hard thing, because nobody really asks me to do something that I shouldn't do. Like, nobody asks me to go rob a bank. right? Obviously, no, I'm not going to go rob a bank. Nobody asks me to just do things that are wrong. So whenever anybody asks, it's always something that is a value added thing for something, just not necessarily value added for me and my family. So anyway, for those of you who are watching and you are following along with my life, you can be prayerful about that with me, just that I will really step back from the things that don't really add the value that they should to my lives and don't meet our family goals of really just living a life that is loving. I want to live a life that is loving to the people around me, which is hard because it's not that other people necessarily feel like it's not a feeling, right? So when I say that I want to live a life that is loving, that I love my neighbor as myself, my neighbor might not feel love. Like I had a conversation with one of my kids today, and I know during that conversation they did not feel loved because it was a hard conversation. But if I didn't love them, I wouldn't have had the conversation because I wouldn't cared enough to have the conversation. So sometimes loving people means confronting, and it doesn't feel loving to the other person. So it's not that whole lovey feeling, make everybody feel good, which is a tough thing. Like, we need to understand that loving our neighbor, loving our kids, loving our friends, loving our spouse, loving our parents, loving our siblings doesn't always mean that they feel all thrilled, happy smiles at what we're doing, but that what we're doing is right before the Lord. That because I love you, I'm going to share the gospel. I cannot say that I love my neighbor if I am not willing to share the gospel with them. Because how can I say that I love somebody that I'm just going to say, it's okay if you go to hell? I'd rather you go to hell than me share the gospel with you, right? And so when I say that I want to be a person who loves more, it means that I want to be a person who talks about Jesus more, who shares the gospel, who my children, especially Sebastian, as he's walking alongside of me every single day, and all that I do is going to see that I am willing to speak up and share Jesus with people, because I cannot say that I love people if I don't share Jesus, because that's like saying it's okay if you go to hell. So I'm not sure how I got there or where I'm going next with this thought process, but that's something that can be prayed about for me as well, because that is a training thing too, that you need to train yourself to speak up. You need to train yourself to see those opportunities and to know, because you don't want to blurt things out. You want it to be heard as well. And so you can share Jesus with a stranger. Of course, you don't have to have a relationship to share Jesus, but you're not going to walk up to some person and just wah Jesus at them, right? You need to listen to them, and you need to be able to share in a way that doesn't pass judgment and all these things. If you are a very judgmental person and you watch sometimes I rewatch my videos and I think, ooh, that look was not good. That's that look that my mom says, or that's that look that my sister says, I don't do that, or whatever, so watch yourself in the mirror and make sure that, your face needs to be one that doesn't pass judgment, your expressions, because when we go to share Jesus with people, and we're like, well, you need Jesus because you smoke. Do you? Is that really why you need Jesus? No, we all need Jesus. We all need Jesus because we are all sinners. No matter how perfect your life looks and how perfect you look on the outside, or you think that you don't do anything wrong, we all know, those of us who know Jesus know that we do. We need Jesus. I need Jesus. Everybody needs Jesus. We all need Jesus because we're all sinners. So I'm a sinner, saved by grace, and I know that there are people in my life who think that I'm better than them because I know Jesus. Guess what? I'm not better than you because I know Jesus. I'm just forgiven, and I just know that my future is secure. I know that by God's grace, I will be in heaven with him someday. And that gives me a different purpose because of the sacrifice that he made, because of the grace that he gives me, because of the forgiveness that he gives me. I desire to live my life differently. Not perfect, not better per se, but differently. Like, my purpose is different. My purpose is to live a life that shows other people what Jesus has to offer them. Because my life is not easy, doesn't mean that I can't be happy or have joy or feel like there is a purpose in my life. I mean, I'm struggling right now with what am I supposed to do? What kind of a job am I supposed to get? I need to get a job. What does that look like? I haven't really worked in 20 years. No one wants to hire me. I haven't worked in 20 years. I'm ancient. I don't have the skills and abilities that a lot of young people have, trying to remake myself. So, but that's hard. But I can do that living a life that is doing what is right. And doing what is right is not what is right by me, what makes me feel good, or because I believe that it's what's right. We have a book, it's called the Bible, and it shows us what's right. And although it doesn't say choose job A over job B, it gives us a set of guidelines to be making these decisions by. So if I'm going to work for a company and I believe that whatever, let's think of something. Okay, and they want to pay me cash under the table to avoid taxes, I probably don't want to work for that company, because I believe that that is stealing from our government, and that the Bible says that that's wrong. Stealing is wrong. And so because of that, I'm not going to go work for an organization that every day I'm going to be reminded that I am giving support to an organization that is stealing. So that is going to help me make my choices. What the Bible says about what is right and how to live our lives, and how to walk in a way that shows love to our neighbors and love to our friends and love to our family, and to make good choices, is going to be the guideline by which I go to make those decisions. So again, don't know where my thought process was going with that. Anyhow, I have a lot more time on my hands. I think I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands. On the other hand, every time I think that, something happens, and it doesn't work that way. So we're going to see. So Sunday's a big day for me. Monday's a big day to me. The 16th of August is a big day for me. And then my house is going to be empty. And I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. So stay tuned to hear more about what's going to happen. And again, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Show me that support and hit the notification button so that you are notified when I do upload more content. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great day.